fragmented intelligence platform, helping organizations understand, capture data, and then understand regulations, greenwashings, and mapping and key information from risk. So let's use to connect. We could connect using this test account. The test account will show us key informations about Google. You can see here when you connect, the latest data is on 13th of December. The overall risk is high. You have here the key observations and key information using LLM to help understand what's going on. Then you have the number of regulations that applies to Google: mandatory, international mandatory regulation 2, voluntary regulation 8, international voluntary regulations 56. Then you can see an LLM generating greenwashing key information. So here in analysis, Google has made positive claim, but 48% increase in emission, raise concern, water usage, impact on emissions, and things like that. Then it will show you a map of where Google is and the information around Google. Then you go down, it will show you all the high area of risk and criticality. So you can see high risk 9, medium risk, low risk, and very low risk. So high risk for Google include customer privacy, money laundering, strike and work stoppages, service disruption, product safety, conflict zone operations, and then anti-competitive behaviors. And then you go down, and then it will also create an LLM overview about general, about environment, about the climate, biodiversity, social. How we generate this LLM is by feeding the latest 6 months information from our database around risk and some good things, and then sending them into Google, into the LLM to be able to generate this. One of the key area here that we are using is we're using our approach around ESGBricks. So ESGBricks contains 7 pillars. So general, then contain general information, environment, climate, biodiversity, social, human capital, and governance. And then you can switch here for corporate, you can switch to the subsidiaries, and then it will be the same view, but the data will be different around Google subsidiaries. And then you can also go to supply chain, and that will also show you the different information around supply chain for Google and the key information around supply chain for Google. Now let's go to risk. You can see here the key informations about Google risk. Again, we are using our unique ESGBricks information. So you have the general, and then you have the key information about Google. You have governance, climate, biodiversity, environment, human capital, and social. And then under all these pillars, there are themes. So under governance, board control, climate, air emission, climate emission, biodiversity, environment, human capital, and social. If you want to know more, for example, we click on water management under environment, and that will give us all the key informations. So the risk is high, for example, in this. They have a result on stress and polluted water, expose tech industry to significant risk, the link, the topic, which is water pollution, the sentiments, and everything. So if you want to know interoperability, for example, here you just click, and it will give you this data, and this information can be used in water influence, can be used in corporate sustainability, direct CSRD, can be used in corporate sustainability, again, CSRD, another paragraph, can be used in water, SASB, and all these regulations where you can use the same data, and that can help create interoperability and data reutilizability across the different information and the different paragraph and key data that we see. Then you can do regulations. You can see all the different regulations that apply to Google worldwide. You can see that you are not compliant in a lot of them. This is key for us. Using ESGBricks, we create universal topics. These universal topics are really very granular information that you need to disclose in each regulations. Each regulation has all the universal topics related to it. So here what we do is really we tie the information that we collect from more than 20 languages in all over the web, all over the dark web, all over the social media, and then using ESGBricks really tag this data that we collect and then link them to the different regulations. Now what we can do here is really see all the universal topics that compose a regulation, and then say, okay, so this regulation contains 1,000 universal topics. So what we need to do is really, to be compliant, you need to fill them up all with all the different granular data like emissions, for example, with the metrics that you need to disclose. If we see something missing, then you become non-compliant here. So here we give you all the regulation that applies to you and your compliance degree. And then if you click here, it will also give you here all the key information, all the key data. Again, let's see environment, water usage, for example, or water management. It will give you here all the paragraph, all the key data, the sustainability related to it, the sentiment, the gap analysis here, it's still incomplete. And then again, interoperability will show you all the key and different information where the same data could be used in the different regulations. You can also do that for your subsidiaries. You can also do that for your supply chain to be able to have a granular view around that. Now you can go to regulation year mapping, and that will give you mapping, for example, here between CSRD and TCFD. So if you go to all these themes and pillar, you can choose environment, and then it will give you ECRS E1, understanding social disclosures policy, TCFD C1 on environment and pollution, what it does say, what you need to disclose, the partial interoperability, the differences, the example, and here you have here partial interoperability between them. Here you can have it on water and marine, so, and then you can have it here on resource use and circular data with all the different information that you need to disclose. Then you can go to greenwashing. We do greenwashing by looking at what you're reporting about yourself versus what we see from the outside world. And that help us understand any contradictory claim or any vague language that you can see. And then we show it here. So we give you an analysis, we give you the potential greenwashing R5 here. We give you what you've been saying about yourself, the date, the pillar, the theme, environment, underwater management, water withdrawal. You click more and it will give you all the different information that you've been saying about yourself. You contradict claim that we've been saying. You've been saying great things about yourself in water, but we see that you have problems and issue in there, basically. And then the cause and all the different information and all the different key data that you can see. Thank you.